Hey guys, and welcome back to Just Tips Tarot. I am Tiff, and I'm going to be doing your collective reading for today. It's been a while. It's been a while, and I'm very, very happy that I'm back. We're gonna jump right into it because during the pre-shuffle, I definitely saw some conflicts happening, some truths being withheld. So we're gonna kick this off with our prayer. We give glory, honor, and praise for the Most High for allowing us to see and be a witness to this day. I ask for divine protection and guidance during this reading and every reading, and that any negative energy be alchemized into clarity, wisdom, and transformation, and may only truth, healing, and divine messages come through this reading today. All right, y'all. I hope that in the time we've been apart, life has not been lifing too hard, although I cannot say the same. What I can say is I'm very, very happy for the journey that I had to kind of go through between being off and then coming back. So let me go ahead and see what our energy is reading. All right, so we got Eight of Swords reversed, Three of Cups, Five of Cups reversed. So what this is telling me with the Eight of Swords in reverse is that somebody is coming out of kind of a mental entrapment. You could be coming out of like a mental prison. You could be coming out of some type of anxiety. You could also be changing how you viewed yourself at one point. So when the Eight of Swords in reverse pops up, it gives us more of like limited beliefs. You're trapped in your own head. You're kind of struggling with new perspectives. So when it's in the reverse, you're starting to accept those new perspectives. With the Three of Cups, it looks like there's a celebration. So you could be changing your mindset about a third party situation. You could be changing your mind about how you have celebrated in the past, which has maybe led you to have anxiety. It could be a number of different things. What we're also seeing is the Five of Cups in reverse. So the Five of Cups in reverse is someone coming out of heartbreak, someone who is not necessarily looking at the past and everything that happened that brought them to this place, but starting to look at the future. If you look at the cups, you got the three and then you got the two. When it's in the reverse, you're finally starting to look at what happened. You're starting to accept the lesson that you had to learn, and you're starting to move forward. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Lovers. So this could be you coming out of your head about a new partnership, something that maybe was once celebratory and now it's coming into a place of being more aligned. This could be for anybody, of course. You could be, well, who was under the, temperate. Someone is moving towards a very balanced partnership, whether it be within themselves or whether it be with other people. Um, Let me get a little bit more on the Eight of Swords, King of Pentacles. So what this tells me is that while you're moving out of this kind of negative headspace that you were in, you are starting to refocus on grounding. You're starting to refocus on your money. You're starting to refocus on your wealth. You're starting to refocus on how to kind of put the lessons that you learned from the past into play for today. Can I have a little bit more on the Three of Cups? This is pretty good. This is pretty good until the Ace of Swords reverse comes out. So, what the Ace of Swords reverse tells me is that there's a little bit of confusion happening. So it could be confusion around a third party. You could be looking at a situation with not the clearest of eyes, not the clearest of head, not the clearest of thought. Especially if you were with Eight Cups on the board, that tells me that you probably had to leave a situation. You had to walk away from something that maybe didn't serve you, which is what put you in your head, which is why you're coming out of it. But there's still a little bit of fog around why it happened. There's still a little bit of fog of maybe even around who it happened with. Can I get a little bit more on the Three of Cups? A little bit more. We got 6, 6. So I got 6 of Wands in the reverse and 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So what this is telling me is that someone may have been celebrating not the best way. When I see the 6 of Wands in reverse, when it's in the upright, it's about celebration. It's about being recognized. It's about being validated. When it's in the reverse, it's kind of someone dipping into needing validation in order to feel important, need and not having that confidence within yourself to be able to walk around proudly. And then the 6 of Pentacles in reverse is letting me know that there was maybe some overtaking that you may have been doing, or if this isn't you, someone could have been taking from you and not giving back equally. And that situation may have put you in your head, could have messed your money up for real. And also put you in a position where, since you are coming out of a broken heart, or not even a broken heart, but coming out of your feelings, it puts you in a situation where you really had to sit back and reevaluate what was happening. At the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing King of Cups. With the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles, this could be 2 masculine energies. You could have 2 masculine energies around you. You could be the masculine energy. And that is someone, right now, it's someone who is trying to balance their heart and their kind of physical body. Not physical body, I don't know why that needed to be said, but physical body needed to be said. But someone who's trying to balance their heart and their outer world. Someone who is trying to figure out if the way that I'm presenting my emotions are really aligning with what I should be presenting, which is why I think I see the Ace of Swords in reverse, because it seems like there's some type of confusion. What's the 5 of Cups? Who is in the 5 of Cups reversed? Someone juggling multiple priorities. So you could have been, what were we juggling? Pat. Okay. All right. So we know what this card is. We know the Ace of Wands is my ringing cord. So what this means is that someone could have been juggling projects. Someone could have been juggling passion, but someone also could have very well been juggling people. And if you were juggling people, and with the 5 of Swords, which is what came out in the pre-shuffle, that there was a lot of conflicts happening, you could be holding on to the truth behind what was really going on with you and a third party. I don't know who that is for. But if you are holding on to a truth that happened between you and a third party, and it's causing you to have to kind of juggle and balance your heart versus the reality around you, one of the best things that I can probably, King of Wands in reverse. With the King of Wands, I'm looking at the bottom of the deck. So King of Wands in reverse was under the 5 of Swords. So this is letting me know, especially with the Ace of Wands, somebody was acting recklessly. There could have been a masculine energy that was acting real reckless, leaning into ego, leaning into not caring for who or what they should have been caring for, which likely led to some anxiety, which likely led to some broken hearts, which likely led to you losing some money and not having the clarity that you should have been having during that situation. Let me see. Give me a little bit more on the Ace of Wands. Are we talking about like a project? Is it people? What was happening with the Ace of Wands? Whoa. So we got 4 of Swords reversed, Death, and 10 of Swords. Whatever you was doing with the whatever you was doing with the wand is over. Whatever you were doing with the wand is done. It's over. And if it ain't done yet, it needs to be done. We got Empress at the bottom of the deck. Come on, Empress at the bottom of the deck coming through. So with the 4 of Pentacles reversed and the Empress and the Moon and the 6 of Cups, somebody was hiding a pregnancy. Somebody to mess around and got somebody knocked up. Somebody to mess around and got somebody knocked up. I don't know who that is for, but that wand and mess around and got you into something that you probably can't get yourself out of immediately, or it likely locked you into a situation that you can't immediately get out. So I don't know who that message is for, but best of luck to you. And if you are involved in a third party situation where you are literally hiding, like the Empress, Four of Pentacles reverse, Moon, and the Moon is reversed, so that means the secret is coming out soon. Six of Cups, there was conflict over it. King of Wands is showing up again, somebody with a very reckless behavior. Chariot reverse, somebody's behavior is slowed down. They weren't in alignment. Emperor, Strength in reverse, yeah. Somebody was out here acting real reckless. And if this isn't you, you might be someone who was impacted by someone acting really reckless. You might be the third party to somebody who was acting really reckless. And what that means is if you have a male, female, dog, frog, whatever, if you have somebody who isn't very clear with you, who does kind of create illusions, who doesn't speak truth often, and then with as many pentacles that we had, well, not as many pentacles, but there's 8 pentacles. So there's enough pentacles for me to say um, that this could have been happening over a course of time, maybe a short period of time. It could have been something that was unplanned. It could have been something that wasn't really a thought at the time when you was out here acting all reckless and doing what you were doing, but somehow you've locked yourself into something. And the best way that you can overcome that is to honestly just be honest, especially if you are not being transparent with a partner, with a third party. With the way that the bottom of the deck read, it feels like there's a lot of hidden secrecy with the Empress popping up. It feels like, and as many kings as has popped out, I don't know who this is for, but somebody may need to get a paternity test. With as many kings that popped out and the Empress that was there, the Four of Pentacles, with the Six of Wands in reverse, that could be shame, that could be somebody's reputation being discredited, somebody having to come out of heartbreak and accept the fact that they may have to go through this process. I don't know who that is for, but if you need to get a paternity test, get a paternity test. I don't know who it's for. This may not, if this don't resonate for you, don't make this your story. Not in this economy. If I'm sitting here talking about babies and this do not resonate with you, baby, click off. Bye. Toodaloo. This is not your story, okay? Not in this economy. So let me get some oracle messages just so we can get more guidance, because it's not really a way that you're going to be able to get out of the situation. And if you're the third party, you might be put in a situation where you just have to accept reality for what it is and choose to move accordingly if you haven't already done so. So there's kind of a different kind of pieces to how this can work. If you are the person who might be with child, you might want to start being a little bit transparent about the lifestyle that you were living around the time of conception, because you ain't gonna have to answer for it now. I mean, you are gonna have to answer for it now, but you might have to answer for this in, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years when your kid get to asking questions. So the best thing that you can do in a situation like that is just be honest. And if it's not you and you're witnessing it, you're viewing it, you're being impacted by it, accept it for what it is and move on. If you were somebody's third party and somebody went out and made a baby on you, this could be their situation. You could be looking from the outside in. Let them handle that and you go forth with your life. Let's see what the oracles have to say. Somebody was out here real spicy with the wand. King of Pentacles, King of Cups, King of Wands reversed. The first card to come out is make a change. So make a change. There are some truths you resist to accept over and over again until you're tired and restrained beyond depression. It takes a decision to live life for yourself. Life is all about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. So that honestly speaks to kind of what the reading was about, confirmation, is if you haven't been being honest, now is probably the best time to be honest. If you've been ignoring something that could be impacting you, now is probably a really great time to practice acceptance and practice disconnecting from whatever you have to accept hurt you. What else do, okay. Gratitude. There's always something to be grateful for, even in the darkest of situations. Now is the time to recognize what is going well in your life and what you are thankful for. This looks like a couple of different things, and the fact that it's a boy and a girl, they're both children. This is one thing that I do want to say. If you're hiding a pregnancy, if you have gotten somebody pregnant behind your back, any of that, the baby is the blessing. The baby is the blessing. What happened up until that point may not be it, but the baby, if you chose to carry full term, that's the blessing. Show gratitude for your blessing. Um, while what may have happened up until that point, I can already say, as a mom of two with a man that I am no longer with, while what happened up until that point may carry some shame, recognizing what came of it, your blessings, recognizing what came from all of that pain is one of the best ways for you to be able to make the changes that you need to make to move forward. We're going to pull one more oracle card. Acknowledge. Okay. Okay. Learn to bless others and recognize your own efforts and accomplishments as well. This will give you a positive mindset and attract more goodness. So, this is going to be if you want the outside looking in, honestly. Because if you want the inside, you got some shadow work you need to do. You got some honesty you need to deal with. Y'all need to talk. But if you want the outside work, having to acknowledge this gives me Five of Cups reverse. Having to acknowledge the heartbreak and the pain and the betrayal, sometimes that's the hardest part of the journey. Once you acknowledge what happened, moving forward will free you. But you have to acknowledge that it happened. Even if it embarrasses you, even if it carries some type of shame, acknowledging it and moving forward is going to be one of the easiest ways for you to be able to get over it, okay? All right, y'all. So we are at 17 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If this reading resonated with you, if you enjoyed what you heard today, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all on the next reading. Thank you.